Imagine for a moment that everything you believed about the world's great expositions, the world fairs, was a lie. The intricate architecture, the towering buildings, and the elaborate sculptures that supposedly vanished without a trace were not temporary at all. They were remnants of a hidden civilization, intentionally obscured, buried in layers of false history. The Smithsonian Institution, with its long arms of historical control, crafted narratives to distract and deceive. They buried the truth beneath piles of textbooks and well-funded historical accounts. But today, we peel back the layers of deception. Consider the Columbian Exposition of 1893 in Chicago. The White City, a sprawling metropolis of unimaginable complexity, constructed in the span of just 2 years, using materials like staff, a mixture of plaster and hemp fibers. Officially, it was said to be temporary, but architectural records reveal anomalies, load-bearing beams of a strange, shimmering metal that defied identification. Witnesses like construction foreman Samuel P. Langford testified under oath about these materials, stating they were unlike anything found in North America. When pressed, he described the metal as cold to the touch, even under the sun, and resonating with a low hum that one could feel in their bones. Langford's testimony was swiftly suppressed. The American Historical Association stepped in, reassigning him to a remote post in the Nevada deserts. His records vanished from public archives, but copies of his original affidavits were discovered in 1902, hidden within the personal effects of a sympathetic archivist named Eleanor Price. This was no mere fairground. This was infrastructure repurposed, its origins far older than the narrative allows. Venture further west to the lesser-known Trans-Mississippi Exposition of 1898 in Omaha. Attendees marveled at the Grand Court, dominated by the colossal machinery hall. Its facade, a marvel of engineering, featured intricate carvings of unknown origin. Researchers like Dr. Alaric Stone, an independent archaeologist, analyzed the stonework in 1915 and found it composed of a crystalline substance, nearly identical to quartz but with a density that defied geological capabilities. Stone's findings suggested an advanced method of stone synthesis, lost to time, used to create acoustics that amplified sound across vast distances. Dr. Stone faced immediate backlash. The Geological Society of America moved to discredit his work, branding him as a pseudoscientist. They confiscated his samples, and his research was buried in obscurity. Yet whispers of his findings persist in underground circles, discussed in hushed tones by those who dare to question. In the heart of Paris, the 1900 Exposition Universelle presented an even more baffling mystery. The Galerie de Machines, a structure seemingly defying gravity, spanned an astonishing 420 meters, with its roof held aloft by arches of unprecedented design. Engineers scrutinized its construction, noting the use of a translucent material that absorbed and refracted light in spectral patterns. This material, dubbed ether glass by contemporary observers, was said to have been discovered in an old monastic vault beneath Montmartre, a remnant of a civilization long forgotten. The French Academy of Sciences quickly intervened, dismissing the material as an optical illusion, a mere trick of light. They withheld access to the site, declaring it structurally unsound. Yet, documents smuggled out by an anonymous curator in 1904 detailed the material's capability to channel energy that could alter the very atmosphere within the hall, creating an environment of unusual serenity and focus for those within. Each piece of evidence, each testimonial, leads us away from the sanctioned stories and towards a truth concealed behind curtains of denial. The World Fairs were not mere spectacles of human ingenuity. They were reactivations of the forgotten, the hidden, the suppressed. And as we continue to unravel these enigmas, the question remains: what else have they hidden from us? The 1915 Panama Pacific International Exposition in San Francisco was more than a celebration of the newly completed Panama Canal. It was the stage for an act of historical erasure. Looming over the fairgrounds, the Tower of Jewels stood 435 feet tall, adorned with over 100,000 cut glass jewels that captured sunlight and exploded it into a kaleidoscope of colors. Official accounts described these jewels as mere decorative glass, but an investigation led by physicist Dr. Theodore L. Fuller in 1920 uncovered a far more perplexing truth. Fuller's analysis revealed that the jewels were embedded with microscopic circuitry. When exposed to light, these circuits produced electromagnetic fields of an intensity that was both measurable and inexplicable. Fuller noted that standing within these fields induced a state of heightened awareness and mental clarity. The jewels, he theorized, were remnants of an ancient communication network capable of amplifying thought frequencies across vast distances. His findings, published briefly in a European scientific journal, were swiftly retracted. The American Institute of Architects seized the opportunity to denounce Fuller, labeling his work as science fiction masquerading as fact. Fuller vanished from public life shortly thereafter. In the same year, the Palace of Fine Arts offered another anomaly. Its dome, constructed using a peculiar composite material, was said to reverberate with low-frequency sounds, audible only to those within its immediate vicinity. These sounds, recorded by an anonymous field technician named Jonathan C. Darrow, matched no known natural or artificial source. When played back, the recordings exhibited harmonic structures that influenced emotional states, inducing feelings of tranquility or unease depending on the sequence. Darrow's recordings were destroyed in a mysterious fire, and he was never heard from again. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, the 1851 Great Exhibition at London's Crystal Palace laid bare yet another enigma. The palace, a vast structure of iron and glass, seemed impossibly delicate for its size. But hidden beneath its flooring were substructures crafted from an alloy of copper and an unknown metallic element, later dubbed auranite. This alloy exhibited properties of superconductivity at room temperature, allowing electrical currents to flow without resistance. Sir William Spencer, a metallurgist who conducted unauthorized tests on the material, noted its ability to generate self-sustaining magnetic fields. These fields, when manipulated, could lift objects into the air, defying gravity itself. The Royal Society of London suppressed Spencer's findings, declaring them as fanciful and unscientific. They confiscated his samples, and Spencer was discredited among his peers. Yet, fragments of auranite continued to surface in private collections, whispered about in closed circles as the key to unlocking forgotten technologies. Back in the United States, the Louisiana Purchase Exposition of 1904 in St. Louis presented the Palace of Electricity. Its exterior, said to be a mere decorative facade, concealed a network of conduits made from a luminescent material that absorbed and stored ambient light. Edwin M. Corbin, an electrical engineer, discovered that this material, when exposed to certain frequencies, emitted light of varying intensities and colors. Corbin hypothesized that the palace was designed to function as a beacon, its light serving as a signal to entities or civilizations unknown. The Department of the Interior swiftly intervened, declaring Corbin's theories as speculative and unfounded. They replaced the original materials with conventional wiring, erasing any trace of the anomaly. The materials were reported lost during transportation, with no records of their final destination. Each exposition, each city within a city, was a window into a past that challenges our understanding of history. The World Fairs were more than celebrations. They were revelations of ancient knowledge, forcibly hidden from public view. As we dig deeper, the question becomes, how much longer can the truth remain buried? Shift your attention to the 1901 Pan American Exposition in Buffalo, New York. It was here, amidst the electric glow of the fair, that Tesla's tower loomed, a construction shrouded in mystery and intrigue. Official records claim it was a wireless transmission tower, but those who probe deeper, like engineer Harold J. Winthrop discovered something far more enigmatic. Winthrop documented a series of electromagnetic disturbances emanating from the tower, disturbances that altered local weather patterns in unexpected ways. He described a sudden, localized fog, dense and impenetrable, that appeared during the tower's operation, an event that defied meteorological explanation. Winthrop's documentation, captured in a series of detailed journals, spoke of a device capable of manipulating the ionosphere itself, creating atmospheric conditions that mirrored those described in ancient texts as portals to other dimensions. His findings were seized by the U.S. Army Signal Corps, and Winthrop was quickly discredited. His journals disappeared, their contents reduced to mere rumor among those few who dared to speak of them. Travel to the 1867 Paris Exposition, where the Palais de l'Industrie housed an astonishing array of machines. Among them was a colossal mechanical globe, a sphere 20 feet in diameter, composed of intricate gears and gyroscopic mechanisms. Official guides dismissed it as a navigational aid, but French inventor Maurice Delacroix disagreed. Delacroix noted the globe's ability to align with celestial bodies, suggesting it operated as an astronomical device capable of predicting solar eclipses and lunar events with uncanny accuracy. Delacroix's claims were met with ridicule. The Academy of Sciences in France dismissed the globe as an oversized child's toy. Yet, Delacroix persisted, uncovering historical references to similar devices in ancient Babylonian records. His work was confiscated, never to be seen again, leaving only whispers of a lost technology that understood the heavens in ways we have forgotten. In 1904, the world gathered once more, this time in St. Louis. The Cascades, an elaborate water feature at the fair, flowed with water that seemed to defy gravity, cascading upwards before falling in elaborate patterns. Attendees marveled, unaware of the true nature of the phenomenon. Hydrologist Dr. Isabelle Fournier discovered that the water contained trace amounts of a substance she identified as hydrolite, a rare mineral with properties that altered the water's density and flow. Dr. Fournier's research indicated that hydrolite could be manipulated to create currents that moved against gravitational pull, suggesting a mastery of fluid dynamics lost to contemporary science. The Geological Survey was quick to dismiss her findings, confiscating her samples and reassigning her to a remote research facility in the French Alps. Her discovery, much like the waters of the Cascades, vanished from the public eye. Finally, delve into the 1910 Brussels International Exhibition. A seemingly innocuous garden display concealed an underground labyrinth. Belgian botanist Elise van Vliet, following a series of cryptic maps, uncovered chambers lined with luminescent stones. These stones, upon examination, emitted low-frequency sound waves, resonating with the Earth itself. Van Vliet hypothesized that the chambers functioned as a network of seismic monitors, capable of predicting tectonic activity with precision unimaginable in her time. The Belgian Geological Institute swiftly intervened, declaring Van Vliet's work as fanciful. Her maps were confiscated, and she was sent to a sanitarium, her mental health questioned. Yet, rumors of her discovery persisted, whispered among those who dared to seek the truth. Each of these exposés reveals a pattern, a deliberate suppression of knowledge, a concerted effort to keep humanity in the dark. The World Fairs were not mere exhibitions. They were windows into a reality where civilizations mastered forces we now only dream of. How much longer will we accept the shadows of history as truth? In the twilight of the 19th century, a gathering in Nashville, Tennessee, at the 1897 Tennessee Centennial Exposition, concealed mysteries that defy our historical understanding. The Parthenon, an opulent replica of its ancient Greek namesake, housed more than artistic marvels. Architect Joseph H. Wiesdale, in his meticulous notes, observed structural resonances akin to those found in ancient acoustical chambers. Wiesdale documented how the building's proportions and material composition seemed to amplify sound waves, creating harmonic convergences that could influence human consciousness. Wisedale's research suggested that the Parthenon could have functioned as an ancient communication chamber, capable of transmitting thought frequencies through its precise architectural design. The American Institute of Architects swiftly intervened, declaring his findings speculative at best. His notes and blueprints were confiscated, and Wisedale was dismissed from his position, his theories relegated to obscurity. Yet, those who visited the Parthenon often spoke of an inexplicable aura, a sensation of clarity and unity. Cross the Atlantic to the 1873 Vienna World's Fair, where the Rotund, a massive circular building larger than St. Peter's Basilica, stood as a testament to architectural prowess. But beneath its awe-inspiring dome lay a secret, a floor constructed from a crystal-like material known as Etherium. This material, analyzed by physicist Dr. Anton Kessler, was found to exhibit properties of quantum coherence, allowing particles to exist in multiple states simultaneously. Kessler hypothesized that the Rotund's floor could manipulate probability itself, bending the fabric of reality in subtle yet profound ways. The Austrian Academy of Sciences dismissed Kessler's conclusions, branding him as delusional. They confiscated his samples, and Kessler's research was locked away in the depths of the Academy's archives. However, whispers of Etherium continued to circulate among those who questioned the limits of physics, hinting at possibilities that extend beyond our current understanding. Back in America, the 1915 Panama Pacific International Exposition in San Francisco featured the Palace of Transportation. This building, ostensibly a showcase of vehicular innovation, concealed a network of tunnels beneath its foundation. Journalist Clara R. Milburn, investigating rumors of clandestine activities, uncovered evidence of an underground railway composed of an alloy with antimagnetic properties, enabling frictionless travel. Milburn's exposé, published briefly before being retracted, posited that the railway represented a transportation system far in advance of contemporary technology. The Department of War quickly intervened, seizing Milburn's notes and declaring the tunnels a matter of national security. She was silenced, her career abruptly ended, yet her revelations sparked urban legends of a lost transportation era, whispered about in clandestine gatherings. Journey to the 1889 Exposition Universelle in Paris, where the Eiffel Tower, a symbol of modern engineering, harbored secrets of its own. Engineer François Devereux, analyzing the tower's structural design, discovered patterns of geometric configurations that resonated with the Earth's natural energy fields. Devereux's work suggested the tower functioned as an antenna, channeling and amplifying these energies to influence mental states and enhance cognitive abilities. The École Polytechnique quickly dismissed Devereux's findings, confiscating his papers and expelling him from the institution. Despite this, stories of the tower's hidden purpose persisted, circulating among those attuned to the vibrations of the earth and the whispers of forgotten knowledge. These revelations challenged the narratives fed to us by the gatekeepers of history. The world fairs were more than ephemeral marvels. They were crucibles of ancient wisdom repurposed and hidden, under the guise of progress. As we continue to peel back the layers, we must ask ourselves, how much longer will we allow the architects of our reality to dictate what is true and what is hidden? As we delve further into the shadows of history, the 1855 Exposition Universelle in Paris emerges as a pivotal nexus of hidden truths. Nestled within the Palais de l'Industrie was the enigmatic Hall of Mirrors, a dazzling spectacle that defied conventional optics. Visitors reported seeing reflections not of themselves, but of distant landscapes and unknown horizons, as if the mirrors were windows into other realities. Optical physicist Dr. Renard Vieuxmont conducted a clandestine study, revealing that the mirrors contained a thin layer of an unknown crystalline compound capable of refracting light in nonlinear dimensions. Dr. Vieuxmont theorized that these mirrors were relics of a forgotten civilization that had mastered the manipulation of light to bridge parallel worlds. His findings, seen as heretical by the scientific community, were swiftly confiscated by the French Ministry of Culture. Vieuxmont was relegated to an obscure teaching post in provincial France, his discoveries buried along with the relics. Yet, those who gazed into those mirrors could not forget what they saw, their testimonies echoing in underground circles as proof of a reality far richer than acknowledged. Turn your gaze to the 1907 Jamestown Exposition in Virginia, where the Garden of Electricity showcased a marvel that baffled attendees. The Electric Tower, a structure seemingly crafted from luminescent metal, crackled with an energy that drew lightning from the sky. Electrical engineer Professor Anson C. Merritt discovered that the tower's framework was composed of an alloy incorporating fulgurite, a mineral formed by lightning strikes. Merritt documented its capacity to harness atmospheric electricity, channeling it into a form of ambient energy that could power devices wirelessly. The Edison Electric Institute, threatened by Merritt's implications, branded his work as speculative fiction. His papers disappeared, and Merritt found himself exiled from the scientific community. But the garden's glow, the tower's eerie hum, lingered in the memories of those who saw it, a testament to the untapped potential of nature's forces. At the 1890 Melbourne Centennial Exhibition, the Great Hall featured a hanging tapestry that defied comprehension. Woven from a strange, iridescent fiber, the tapestry depicted scenes of celestial bodies and unknown constellations. Astronomer Agnes L. Fethergill, intrigued by the tapestry's accuracy, discovered that the constellations aligned perfectly with astronomical charts from a civilization predating recorded history. Fethergill proposed that the tapestry served as a star map, potentially guiding ancient navigators across both land and sea. Her research, though meticulously detailed, was dismissed by the Royal Astronomical Society of Australia. Her credibility was attacked, and her manuscripts were locked away, deemed too radical for public discourse. Despite this suppression, the tapestry's existence became a focal point for those who sought the wisdom of the stars, a reminder of knowledge once widespread and now forgotten. Finally, the 1906 Milan International, with its vast halls and pavilions, concealed a chamber known only to initiates. The Hall of Resonance, its location whispered about but rarely pinpointed, was said to house a series of metal columns that vibrated with sonic frequencies. Musicologist Lorenzo Viotti uncovered that these columns, when activated, produced harmonics that could elevate human consciousness, inducing states of euphoria or profound insight. Viotti's explorations were quickly thwarted by the Italian Academy of Music, which dismissed his findings as fanciful. The columns were dismantled, their components scattered, their purpose denied. Yet, tales of the hall persisted, inspiring a clandestine following of those who believed in the transformative power of sound. Each of these expositions, these temporary cities, harbor secrets that defy our understanding of history and physics. They are testaments to the civilizations that came before, whose wisdom and technology have been systematically erased from our collective memory. As we continue to uncover these hidden truths, one question resonates louder than ever. What else lies buried beneath the fabric of our constructed reality? As the veil of sanctioned history lifts, the 1909 Alaska Yukon-Pacific Exposition in Seattle reveals itself as a tapestry woven with forgotten mysteries. The Geyser Basin, a centerpiece of the fair, defied geological norms. Visitors marveled at water erupting in precise intervals, seemingly controlled by an unseen hand. Geologist Dr. Wesley Carver, intrigued by these phenomena, discovered conduits beneath the basin lined with an unknown alloy, which he termed aquafluxium. This alloy exhibited properties of thermal regulation far beyond contemporary materials, allowing for precise control over geothermal activity. Dr. Carver's revelations were dismissed as fantasy by the Geological Society of America, who promptly seized his notes and redirected his career to mundane geological surveys. Yet, whispers of aquafluxium lingered among those who dared to explore the limits of natural science, suggesting a lost mastery over Earth's elemental forces. In the 1888 Barcelona Universal Exposition, the Palace of Light concealed a marvel invisible to the untrained eye. Spanish physicist Dr. Emilio Navarro uncovered a series of embedded crystals within the palace walls, which amplified and transformed ambient light into visible energy patterns. Navarro's experiments revealed that these crystals, through precise alignment, could project holographic images, an advanced form of communication and art. The Royal Academy of Sciences in Spain quickly suppressed Navarro's findings, labeling them as illusory. His samples vanished, and he was ostracized from the scientific community. Nevertheless, the legend of the palace's spectral displays endured, whispered among those who believed in the power of light to transcend the material world. At the 1913 Ghent World's Fair in Belgium, the Hall of Illusions presented a conundrum wrapped in artistry. Craftsmanship of the highest order manifested in paintings that, when viewed from specific angles, revealed scenes of alternate histories and futures. Art historian Clara D. Leclerc, upon examining these works, discovered layers of mineral-based pigments that responded to changes in magnetic fields, altering their appearance. Leclerc's analysis suggested these paintings were not merely art but devices designed to access collective memory, a visual language lost to time. The Royal Museum of Fine Arts dismissed her as a fantasist, confiscating her research. Yet, the painting's ability to shift and morph remained an open secret, a testament to the power of perception. In the heart of the 1905 Liège International, the Tower of Spheres stood as both a marvel and an enigma. Comprised of interlocking globes, each sphere emitted a resonant hum when touched. Engineer Dr. Peter van Houten identified these spheres as resonators, tuned to Earth's natural frequencies. His studies revealed they could generate harmonics that influenced emotional and cognitive states. The Belgian Society of Engineers quickly denounced Van Houten's work, declaring it pseudoscience. His resonators were dismantled, their components scattered across Europe. Yet, stories of their harmonizing effects persisted, attracting those who sought to reconnect with Earth's primordial energies. These hidden layers of the World Fairs showcase a tapestry of concealed knowledge and suppressed innovation. They are windows into a time where the line between science and mysticism blurred, where technology and spirituality intertwined. The persistent efforts to conceal these wonders raise the question: what is at stake for those who guard the gates of history? As we unravel these buried truths, we confront the possibility that what we perceive as reality is but a fraction of what once was known. The World Fairs are more than mere exhibitions. They are reminders of a forgotten past, urging us to question and rediscover the profound potentials that lie dormant within our world. The journey into these hidden civilizations is far from over. What remains to be uncovered in the depths of our collective amnesia?